What's up everybody, Phillip here, and today we're going to make some keto low carb crackers. If you like what you see on the page, subscribe down below. Don't forget to hit that notification bell at the bottom too, and you'll get videos whenever I post them right away. And leave a comment down below, let me know if you like this recipe or not, and give it a like. Now let's get on into it. Okay, first we're going to grab a Pyrex bowl, and I measure out about a cup and a half of mozzarella and put it in there, and then I take 2 ounces of cream cheese, and we're going to put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds to a minute. Stir it every 30 seconds at least until it's melted. And then we're going to preheat the oven to about 425. Want to get that preheated for a while the stuff in the microwave is melting. Then we're going to take the mixture out, and then we're going to mix it up. We want to get this all mixed together so it's like kind of like a Play-Doh consistency. And then what we're going to do is we're going to measure out 1 cup of almond flour. Kind of over measured this a little bit. There's a little bit too much in there, so I'm going to take some of it out. And then we're going to grab a mixing bowl. I use a Mixmaster, KitchenAid Mixmaster. It's just so much easier to mix all this stuff together, and so you don't have to do it by hand. So we're going to put the 1 cup of flour in, and then of almond flour in, and then I add some herbs. I add a little bit of Italian seasoning, about a quarter teaspoon, and then a quarter teaspoon of onion powder too, and I'm going to grab some Himalayan salt. And you don't want to go too much on the Himalayan salt because it's very strong, and sodium for a little bit goes a long way basically. So I use about a quarter teaspoon of that, and then I just add a large egg, and I put all this stuff in the mixing bowl, and then I'll take the mozzarella and cream cheese, and I'll add that in last. And then I'll take it over to the KitchenAid, and I'll let it do its work. And it doesn't really matter what attachment you use for it. I guess I used the one for the dough. It seems to work a lot better. You don't want to use the whisk one. It gets in there, all the dough gets up in there pretty. It's pretty hard to clean out later. But anyways, I turn this on to about 4 and just let it go for a few minutes. Just let it do its magic. And after it's done, I'll just take it off, and I'll scrape the sides with the spatula, I'll kind of push everything down to the bottom, and get it up into a ball. It's just easier that way. Just push everything down. And this stuff is really sticky, so try not to touch it. It's gonna get all over your hands if you try to pick it up. So as we got it scraped down to the bottom, I like to throw it in the freezer for about 10 to 15 minutes because the mozzarella and stuff is still kind of warm, and it's just easier to work with after about 10 minutes, I find out, if I put it in the freezer. So after it's in the freezer, we're going to take it out, and then we're going to put it down on the table and use parchment paper because this stuff will get sticky and you won't be able to get it off the counter. So use a piece of parchment paper, place it down on the bottom, and then we're going to put our dough out, and then we're going to also get another piece of parchment paper, and we're going to put it on top. And then we're going to have to take a rolling pin, and we're going to roll it out. That's all we're going to do. We're just going to keep rolling it out. You want to get it pretty thin, and kind of like a pizza crust thin crust. And then we're going to peel off the top layer of the parchment paper. And people tell you to cut this out into like little squares and then put it on the cookie sheet. I like to put the whole thing on because this stuff is really sticky, and it's just easier to do it afterwards. So I just throw it in the oven, and then I'll set a timer for about 10 minutes, and then we'll check on it after that. Then after it's done, after 10 minutes, it's going to get golden brown. And I'll take a pizza cutter. You can use a knife. It doesn't matter. I've tried different things. The pizza cutter seems to work really nice. So I'll just cut, little squares out, just kind of making crackers out of it. And I like the edge pieces. Those are my favorite. I just leave them long because I won't even put them in a container. I'll pretty much just eat them right there as I'm cutting them. And I'll save the inside parts for later, for when I'm snacking on, when I need a snack. So you can, depending how crunchy you want it, is how long you're gonna leave it in the oven. I don't like to get too crazy. I still like a little chewiness, so that's why I do 10 minutes. You can do longer if you want. It's a preference, And these things store for about a good, oh, I've had them up to 2 weeks. People say a week, but they're, use your judgment. If it doesn't taste good after that, then it's fine. And these are what they look like. They're really good, really good snack. All right, I hope you enjoyed my keto cracker recipe. These crackers are awesome if you are in a craving for something crunchy when you're on your keto journey. These things were a lifesaver for me. I love them. I snack on them all the time. They're good. Once in a great while, I'll have a little bit of French onion dip just kind of on the cracker, just because I love French onion dip, and it's a really good snack. You just put it on that cracker, and they're really low carbs. And so if you like what you see, subscribe down below, hit that notification button, don't forget. And I'm Phillip Bridges, and I'll talk to you guys later.